Welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Janice, and we're back with another guest. You've seen her before.
Shut up and listen.
If you know, you know.
Shut up and listen.
It kind of feels like that right now.
Yeah.
So my guest today is none other than Jane Kim. So Jane's husband, Alan, is watching on the side.
Cringing
And
in the back.
Alan is Jane's biggest critic, biggest lover, and biggest critic.
Yes.
So Jane really just like, she's so great, but she gets really self-conscious for some reason if Alan is watching. But Alan loves you so much and is always encouraging you, Jane. So just be yourself today. Once again, I forced Jane to come onto the podcast.
I had no idea I was going to be on a podcast today.
And this setting, you might ask, where are we once again? It is Jane's beautiful home in the OC.
Yes.
And look at how beautifully the Kims have decorated their
you.
home. Jane is a very special friend, one of my best friends growing up from childhood, right,
Yes.
Jane? And I want to bring her back because her episode, if you haven't, Jane, you came on 2 episodes.
I did.
Yeah,
Wow.
they were both
Thank you so
very
much.
popular.
They were not, but
Yes,
thank
they
you.
were.
I feel like you're too kind.
But you know what?
Mm.
I learned a lot of this from you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Well, for sure, like Jane is one of the people that is the most thoughtful, and sometimes she overthinks.
I do overthink
Yeah.
a lot. I am definitely an overthinker.
Mm-hmm. And we call that soshim, right? And I feel like I learned that a lot from you growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like you were naturally that kind of person. Maybe we kind
We're
of like
very
feed off each other.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
It can be toxic
It can be
sometimes.
toxic. Sorry.
no,
Sorry. Sorry.
She always says sorry.
Non-stop sorry.
Yeah. But I feel like we are very similar in
We
many
are very
ways.
similar.
Yeah. And it's funny because our husbands are also very similar
Yes.
in many ways.
That's why we jive.
Exactly. And our marriages.
how you say it?
Yeah, we jive.
We jive.
Yeah. And our marriages.
Very similar.
So many similar situations, so many similar fights.
Yeah.
For example, whenever I fight with David, or whenever we're having an argument, I'll be like, I could totally see Jane and Alan arguing about this exact thing, you know? Like a common theme that David and I have in our marriage is like he'll say something and I don't understand what he's saying immediately. And you know, like if you can just, I would expect the husband to just walk us through
Patiently and kindly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like explain or like give us more context.
Yes.
But
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah. That's Jane's son, Jace. Shout out to Jace. He's sitting right by us, and I think he wants to join in on the
He
conversation.
does.
But anyways, you know, I get it. David loses patience a lot because, you know, we live together 24/7, and like if this happens every single day, I could see why someone would become impatient and like maybe like expect me to understand things.
Yeah.
So I get it, but it
Yeah,
happens
I
a
get
lot.
it.
I get it.
I get it.
And so
Gotcha.
and then he doesn't want to explain anything anymore because at that point he's like, all right, if you don't get it, well, that's your loss. And he's
Yeah,
frustrated
yeah.
and he just kind of like walks away.
맞아.
And I'm like, what did I do? And I
Oh.
start victimizing myself.
Yeah.
Oh, this poor little lamb.
Yeah.
I'm just
I'm all
asking a
small.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what happens to you and Alan too.
맞아. Do you think it's because Alan will call me out. It's like clearly like, you weren't listening.
Yes.
The first
yes.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't understand the first time, why did you nod your head and why did you
Yeah.
act like you understood?
Yeah, exactly. But
But why don't you ask, like, why do you pretend like you're understanding in that moment the first time?
because I feel like I actually understood at the moment.
So
That's
it's not
the
like you're
thing.
pretending.
I'm not pretending.
Yeah.
But I guess like it boils down to like if you just take out all the emotions and all the fluff, like if you just as face value.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 할 말이 없는 거야.
oh,
but
oh.
억울하지 because my intentions are good.
Yes.
But for Alan, it's always like it's not about the intention.
Yeah. It's
It's
about
the result.
yes,
The
exactly.
outcome.
Yeah. So I think we are very like emotional.
Yeah. It's about the heart for us. Like
whereas our husbands are more like logical and it's like
Exactly.
if you don't understand it, you stop me and tell me, but then I do that and then he gets frustrated. It's a vicious cycle.
That is very true.
Yeah. Last time we spoke to you, you were in Clovis, California.
I was in Clovis.
Central California, for those of you who do not know.
I was a country bumpkin, all right. That's for sure.
It was in the center of nowhere.
Yeah.
Probably 1 out of 5 Koreans.
The armpit of California, they call it.
Oh,
yeah,
it's pretty accurate. Because it was hot and dusty.
It's hot. There's nothing.
Yeah. But you loved your life out there.
I hated it in the beginning. But honestly, you and David really helped me learn to appreciate.
Really?
Yeah. When you guys came and lived with us for
3 months.
Yeah. I remember even during that time,
Alan was working hard.
He was like at the thick of med school. First, second year was like really hard. And then I was doing travel nursing. I feel like that was kind of like copium. It was like a way for me to kind of escape Clovis. Yeah, and
like
stay
working?
in SoCal. Yeah, when I was doing travel nursing at UC Irvine Medical Center.
Oh, so you guys were like living separately for a little bit even.
We were living separately. So I would live at his Emo's house because she lives in Fullerton. And then I would try to work, days back to back, so that way I could have a longer stretch, and that's when I would drive back to Clovis.
Yeah,
I don't know how I used to do that, but yeah. But during that time when I wasn't at home, Alan would feel very like discouraged and kind of deprioritized. Yeah, but for him it was very clear. My priority would always be number one. Family or friends. Maybe friends.
Could similarity be, that we have.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes friends over family.
Yeah, exactly. So the 1 or 2 kind of varies between family or friends.
Yes.
And third would be our
husbands.
So
sorry, David and Alan.
Sorry, we love you guys.
Yeah. But now, and then it took some time for you to accept Clovis as your home because friends and family were 3 hours away.
Yeah, exactly.
But then the time passed and you stayed in Clovis for how long?
I think now it was like 3 years after that. So when you and David moved in, I remember we kind of had to have like an intervention. Yes, intervention. Thank you, husbands. Yeah, we had an intervention. Because you were basically telling me like how I have to 정신 차려.
Oh.
Yeah, and be a wife to Alan.
Wow, did I say that?
Yeah, basically you and David. In a nicer way, firsthand you guys saw, because I wasn't really there. It would just be me and Alan fighting, because Alan be like, I don't feel supported, and I'm like, whoa, I don't understand why.
Yeah,
I'm working so that I could pay the bills for us, but I didn't fully understand until
we lived with Alan and saw it firsthand.
Yeah, and then you guys had to tell me like, Jane, you need to
he's working hard. I know you're working hard too, but prioritize Alan a little bit more.
Your role is now like a wife, and so you have to be there for Alan.
I don't remember saying that, but wow, very good.
I did that. Yeah, you and David.
Okay.
So, and then I think since then, like, I kind of like you guys helped me ease my way into Clovis, like to appreciate Clovis more, because I think I also saw like you and David, because I remember you guys also like had
a rough patch.
Yeah, a rough patch. And so you guys had a lot of like tips and advice for us, and 뭔가 like it made me feel like maybe like coming from you guys as a couple that I look up to and respect.
Aw, you guys are a couple that we would look up to and respect.
Well, gosh,
we actually moved in for 3 months just because we needed space from my parents.
Yeah.
And you guys had an extra room.
Correct.
And so that was nice.
Oh, I think that's what it was too. I think because you and David were like living together with your parents, there were a lot of like I think tension between you and David.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think and then I think living.
Let's talk about this.
No, it's totally fine. There was definitely tension between me and David because living with parents is hard. Living with the in-laws is freaking difficult.
Easy. Yeah.
So like I think being in Clovis was healing for me too. And 3 months is a long time. I can't believe we're there for 3 months.
3 months was a long time. Yeah. But I it felt very short, and I feel like a lot of the times you guys were traveling to SF but I mean, yeah.
That's true. But yeah, it was such a different time because now, fast forward, you guys have baby, and like your guys' marriage is, you guys are thriving. And let's talk about how you moved to the OC.
I know. That's crazy.
Yeah. You're an OC girly now.
항상 I've wanted that, like to live in OC.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember like
in Orange County.
Just because like you have everything. You have H Mart, you have Daiso. I know Daiso sounds so lame, but like, after living in Fresno, like, even things like small things like Daiso, basically anything like Asian or Korean, like I really wanted.
Right. And it's funny because Jane actually lives literally in the same little gated community as Jess, our co-host. You started off in like the armpit of California, where there are no like barely any Koreans, no friends, no family, to literally little Koreatown, because you know OC is lots of Koreans. And you're nearby your family and friends, and so it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
And like you're kind of thriving, you're loving it.
I am thriving, and I am loving it. I don't know if Alan's loving it too much,
really?
To be honest, because before I continue, shout out to Jess and Josh for helping us secure this place, because we were looking in Torrance, Long Beach, everywhere, but 결국, thanks to Jess and Josh, like we were able to.
Yeah, they fought for you guys.
They did. Yeah,
like looked at the house for you while you were in Clovis.
Yeah, they did. They looked at the house for us. They saw the landlord for us.
Wow.
So yeah, shout out to Jess and Josh. But yes, I am thriving. But Alan is not so much, like, because there's just a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Compared to like being in Clovis.
Yeah, where there wasn't a lot of cars.
Yeah.
He says, as long as I'm happy, as long as Jace is happy, like, he's happy.
And it was so sweet. Like 10 minutes ago, Alan was like, Jane is a really good mom, and I'm really thankful for that. And then Jane showed us all of her, the food that she made, hand cooked for Jace.
Solids.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's been my hobby. Like, I've been very into like steaming his food, like blending it, or like thinking of recipes for like the menu for Jace.
Labeling all the Tupperware.
Jane
has always loved labeling things. Obsessed. Like obsessed.
I don't know what it is. Oh, I know what it is.
What?
Because I lived with 8 other people in my house.
Wow. So there's your two little brothers and your little sister.
And then back then it would be my 할아버지, my
gosh.
할머니, and then my parents.
Yeah.
So like whenever I had leftovers, something about, like leftovers, you always kind of look forward to it.
But next day.
Yeah, you just think about it all day. And then you come home and you find out that it's not there. Someone ate it.
It's annoying.
Yeah, you get tilted.
And that happened a lot when you were younger?
Happened a lot. And so I think that's why since then, I always label like Jane's food. Don't touch or eat. So petty.
Wow,
I think that's where it started.
And actually, just going off a little tangent, Jane and I, we grew up starting from middle school, high school.
I think
middle school. Yeah. We grew up in the same community. Like my parents' house and Jane's parents' house is like literally like 2-minute drive, right? Yeah. And so Jane used to come over all the time to my house, because like in her house there's no food because there's too many people gobbling up the pot of pasta immediately as soon as it comes out, right?
Why didn't I cook? But yeah,
no, because we all didn't cook in high school and college. Yeah. And so she'd come over a lot, and there's always food at our house. So she'd be here, and she's like, Janice, do you have food?
Did I do that?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, Jane, I have food here. Eat it. But the problem is, my family is sometimes we have too much food because it's just me, my sister, my mom, and my dad.
Your guys' fridge was packed.
Yeah, and like, a lot of times Jane will like look through the fridge. She's like, Janice, it's just rotten. A lot of expired foods in our fridge
because you guys just have so much. It kind of gets missed. Yeah. No, but that's a good thing.
No, so different
struggles,
environments for sure. But yeah, your family was so fun.
근데 우리도 썩은 거 많아. Even though we have a lot of people, it's disgusting.
Yeah, there was a point where a lot of people were living in that house.
A lot of people were living in the house. Yeah. It was a lot. Yeah. And then my emo, my 외할머니 came at one point.
Your aunt and your grandma too.
My mom's side.
They all lived there.
Yeah. I don't know how we did it, but. Yeah.
So that's where the labeling. I mean, I think that totally makes sense.
It does make sense. Yes.
Is Jace okay?
I think Jace wants to talk as well.
Oh, okay. You want to bring him here? So we are bringing our second special guest over, Jace Kim. He loved me the first few months, but I think he's becoming more and more aware, and he aware of decibels. So of his surroundings. So he will start crying if I get too excited. And I feel like you've always been really good at settling in, making places like your home.
Yeah, spending money basically.
Going to Target.
Yeah.
What's your next purchase that you're eyeing that you would like to make?
It's actually something very dumb. I don't need to spend money on it, but there's a brand called Olly and Carol.
Okay, it's a baby brand.
It's a baby brand. They sell the cutest baby rattles and teethers. 근데 it's like kind of ridiculous the price. So a baby teether is like $26.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, very unnecessary. But supposedly it's like it's a brand where they use like good ingredients or materials. I don't know, but it's just really like cute
for the baby to chew on.
Yeah,
I see.
If you see it,
okay,
you would want it.
And it's like really cute.
It's really cute. It's like very it's produce theme. It's like bananas, asparagus.
That's cute.
Yeah, beets is super cute.
And I love that like the next thing you want to buy is for your baby and not for yourself.
Yeah, right now, I'm sure all moms understand. You know, postpartum, like the weight, like, body changes. Like you don't want until
for yourself.
Yeah.
And you used to be like before baby. You used to be someone who's very into the trends, like in fashion, makeup, hair.
I was.
Let's talk about that a little bit. You know, the transition into being a mother. It was a very big change for you.
It was a big change. I mean, I'm sure it's a big change for all the moms. I guess physical-wise, in terms of physical, gaining weight, hair loss.
Hair loss? You didn't lose that hair. Actually, your hair looks nice.
Thank you. But no, it was like, I thought you'd lose hair like the first month after you had the baby. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I'm in the clear. I'm one of God's favorites.
Because you had so much hair.
I had so much hair. And then once it hit 3-4 months postpartum, oh my gosh.
It started falling off.
Usually I would just go like this and it was just like a fistful of hair.
Oh my god.
I was getting worried. Like, do I need to consult my OB-GYN for like, or like my doctor for this? Yeah. So I started taking biotin. But yeah, like
how about emotionally?
And emotionally, I would say like I think I had a lot of moms around me, so they kind of like prepped me for it. 약간. So
that helps.
It wasn't as bad as I had expected. I mean, it is still bad because there's a big change and your hormones are all imbalanced. But yeah, like I was very, I won't say depressed, but I would say like the postpartum blues for sure. Like, and I think having a baby in the winter is such a small detail, but I feel like that did affect me a lot.
Like the season, the dark season.
I think you too. Like we get seasonal depression, or it affects us
for sure. The weather, everything. Yeah.
But I think having a baby in the winter, like there's first of all there's like flu season, and so people are more sick, and so you can't really show your baby to people. Yeah. And then it's colder, so you have to stay inside, or it's raining, so you just feel like very like 답답해, like cabin fever. Yeah. And then the day gets darker faster.
I see.
So 뭔가 is just as you're pumping, you're kind of just like in your dark corner. It's just really, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. And all you have is the sound of the breast.
Yeah. You're just sitting in the corner,
waiting for the milk. Oh, I could totally picture it.
Yeah, your little corner. Yeah, because you can't really go anywhere with the pump either.
Oh, you can't move around.
Yeah, that's why I invested in the Mom Cozy.
Ooh,
or any portable pump.
That's your 강추 for the week.
Recommend my 강추. But yeah, and then what was I gonna say? But in the summer, it's like. You could take out the baby, go on a walk. Like there's no flu season. I mean, people are still sick. But there's no flu season. Right. Yeah.
So maybe the next baby you can try to time it so
next baby, if I can, I would like to time it.
Yeah. And then what about like friendship changes after giving a baby? Because our core group of girlfriends, like it's me, you, Sarah Sang, and all these girls came out in the past episode. Yeah. We all don't have kids. You're the first one of us 4 to have a baby. And we are all in very different life stages. So I feel like we were prepped in that way. But still, very big change. And like we talked about this before, but Jane is a very big people pleaser. And like oftentimes she'll prioritize other people's needs. And like, she'll always be thinking about if she upset anybody or like if she wants to make sure everyone's happy. Are you going to cry?
No.
Okay. No. But I feel like with a baby, you don't have time, you don't have the strength, the bandwidth, to do any of to 신경 써, to be concerned about all that.
That is all very true. Cause I think honestly, you guys have been like nothing but amazing. Like, you guys have been very supportive and very like understanding, even though you guys don't have
a baby
yourselves. But 뭔가 like I felt very like encouraged and very supported during the process. Yeah. So I actually don't feel, in the beginning I was actually worried.
Uh-huh.
I was like, what if I feel pressured or kind of, to like hang out or, FOMO.
Yeah.
Like that. 근데 그런 게 전혀 없어. So I was very like, very like
surprised
happy,
that you're okay.
Surprised and like, like, 그 대신 like you guys come, accommodate me, which I also feel very like, bad about.
No, but I mean, OC's great. I want to live here.
But it's just so far from the from far away valley. But yeah, like you, Sarah, and Say, 진짜 nothing but supportive and amazing. So I think the transition, you guys made the transition for me very easy.
Wow.
Yeah, made the transition very easy for me. Yeah.
And like you said, because you have mom friends too, like they were able to support you, and so I'm sure you didn't feel as lonely as you.
I didn't feel. Yeah, I don't think I was like the first one. Maybe first out of our friend group. But like around me, there are still mothers.
Right. I see.
So that was I didn't feel too alone. But definitely, I think being in Clovis though, 그때는 I felt kind of lonely. Yeah. But that's just something that I think all moms just go through. It's just that,
like in the beginning stage.
In the beginning stage, like fresh postpartum.
Yeah. Jane is a very talented individual.
No, stop it. I don't want to talk about me.
Well, you're the guest.
No.
So. Just listen, okay?
You just said
we used to, I was thinking about this the other day. Like things were so simple back in the day before we were married. It was for our individual, partners, and before you had a baby, everything, like when we lived in our parents' house and you would come over, we'd grab a quick snack downstairs and then go straight up to my room and just have dance parties.
Yeah. Remember when we filmed that KCON video?
There was a year where KCON was giving out free concert tickets for like whoever was submitting like a fun dance video. And so we did that. Yeah. That was fun.
You made it fun. I was too... I was so into it. I was like, boopy. And you're just like,
We did not end up winning those tickets, but we had so much fun.
We did. Yeah, we have a lot of good memories.
Yeah, and like we would just watch K-pop videos, music videos all day long, all night long, learn like dances. And I thought about that was like, over 10 years ago, like 15.
Already?
Yeah, 15, 20 years ago. But things still have not changed that much because when we were in Clovis, we also like learned a bunch of like dance tutorials. So just Jane is very fun in that way. She's always like trying to learn either K-pop dances or like now learning like how to make baby food or like, give baby the best thing out there. So I feel like you're always like absorbing information and, as a nurse too, you have to learn a lot too.
Yeah, no.
No, it's true. You have a lot of hobbies. You keep yourself busy.
No, but so the thing about me and my personality, I'll start one thing, but I'm not very like, I don't stick through it for a very long time.
Like
so
what?
Who knows how long I'll be preparing Chase's food.
I mean, you've been doing it for a while now.
It's been like, he just started solids for months. We'll see.
It's fun for now.
But even with nursing, like, come on, I'm like trying to stay away from bedside. Now I'm doing like a remote job or
Yes, Jane recently got hired as a remote nurse, and that's just gonna be game changing because Jessica is in the house. Hello, everybody.
I'm on mat leave. Sorry, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the episode with Jane.
Quick check-in, Jess. How are you feeling? While you're going through...
Feeling very tired. I'm sorry I couldn't make it today.
So just to wrap things up, Jane, I guess. Wait, what was the last thing we were saying?
This is the reality of like having kids.
Yes. No, this is a totally raw and realistic episode.
We tried to bring Jace.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about your remote job as a nurse. Yeah. So congratulations, Jane. Your life is about to change. Yes. You don't have to go to the hospital anymore. Don't have to clean up poop. Human poop. And I mean, you were a great nurse. What do you call it? Bedside nurse.
Bedside nurse.
Yes. Great bedside nurse. All of her patients loved Jane. Next time we'll go into more stories about what you encountered at the hospital. Maybe not revealed names, obviously, because of HIPAA. Yes. But,
just some stories.
You were a great bedside nurse, but you're ready to retire that stage.
We call it the soft nursing era. So I'm ready to enter my soft nursing.
You're going into your soft nursing era. And I'm so proud of you. You're going to be an excellent soft nurse.
Thank you.
We're excited to see Jace grow up even more. He's growing so fast day by day.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see your new life in OC.
Thank you.
As an OC mom.
Yes, with you in it.
Yes, I'll be visiting every week.
Very often.
Jane, it was a very short episode, but I know you were very scared to come on, but thank you so much for coming on and
thank you for having me.
Sharing your life a little bit. Next time it will be a longer episode.
Yes. With Jess.
Yes, with Jess, the three of us. And for those of you who don't know, actually, Jess, me, Jane, that was the original YouTube crew.
The pilot.
Yeah, the pilot. We did like a fun, like launch, a challenge. Yeah, we launched a video to actually launch a YouTube channel for the first time. Yeah. That YouTube channel, I'm still running it, except it's it's Honey Jam content. Yeah, it changed a lot. But originally it was supposed to be our YouTube channel.
What was our name? Just Janice.
Yeah, I don't think we had a name.
I see.
But it was that was a different time too, because we did a video about like what it feels like to be married. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, we made
Pusam.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll bring that up for you guys to see. It's very cute. I rewatched it a little bit. It's very cute because we're like so young.
Yeah, just like engaged, freshly married.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we're just so excited and wide-eyed. Yeah.
Now life. Baby.
Now life is beautiful in a different way.
Yes.
How do you feel about coming on today's episode?
It was great. Thank you so much. I didn't know I'll be a guest today.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being such a great host, Janice. Jess, I missed you. Next time, it'll be the three of us.
Great. All right.
I can't wait.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.